You're listening to Bobby and JJ Radio. Bobby and I are your consumer advocates dedicated to bringing you timely, local market information by extracting pertinent wisdom from our top-tier professionals in the San Antonio metro area. Now, our third guest is Adam Hetwick, the credit repairman.
Wearing a great suit.
Making me look bad. Yeah, I don't know why Adam did that. So he's just always fly. That's what's going on. He helped over 800 families improve their credit in the year 2013 alone. He's a little bit different than the common repair law firms that try to drag out the process and kind of have you make a subscription and just take their time. He only allows you to pay for results, which is incredible. All in all, he has personally improved the lives of over 2,100 families by establishing, empowering, and engaging them with one of the most precious assets anyone can have in this country, their credit. So, Adam, you're kind of a fan favorite for real estate agents and mortgage lenders because you're one of us. You're one of us, and then you kind of jump ship. So take me through what happened. How'd you get into the credit repair world?
All right, so thanks, JJ. My adventure into the world of credit repair started several years ago when I was working as a mortgage loan originator.
Sure.
At the time, I was working for a mortgage company, and we had a deal to be the preferred lender of the largest realtor-based website out there.
Okay.
And we get thousands and tens of thousands of people each month that would go on and apply for loans on our website.
Sure.
And an alarmingly high number of those people didn't qualify. And the only reason they didn't qualify, it was based on their credit score.
Okay, yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, so I mean, I would talk to so many good people and families that had everything else that they needed.
They got income. Everything. Income, they got the job history, and they just didn't make the cut right there.
Exactly. And the only thing that was preventing them from buying was their credit score and mistakes that had happened.
Sure.
4, 5, 6 years ago that they were still paying the price of.
Yeah, that's really not fair, dude.
What kind of mistakes were we talking about?
It's not. It's mistakes people made when they were in college. They get those credit card offers.
Well, I made a lot of mistakes in college.
Yeah, we don't want to hear about that.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So there was one guy in particular, and he was trying so hard to buy a home for his family.
Sure.
And he was working and everybody just kept telling him no, and nobody was willing to help him. And he was actually on the phone begging me to do whatever I could to get this loan approved. So I said, you know what, I am going to help him. And we started working on his credit.
Right.
And within 90 days, we had him credit approved, and he was able to buy the dream home for his family.
Wow.
His name wasn't JJ, was it?
It wasn't JJ.
There's a lot of JJs, dude. Yeah. So I'm not going to take offense to that.
I think it was one of JJ's cousins, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, there's 100 of them then.
Yeah.
There is 100. Hey, so, Adam, I heard a statistic that San Antonio, as a city, doesn't have the greatest credit as far as like all the major cities. Is that true?
That is true. San Antonio actually is in the top 10 for lowest credit scores.
Wow.
And Texas is in the top 10 for lowest credit score states. So the credit problem is really apparent here in San Antonio. We're really feeling the pinch.
Sure. Yeah, so I mean, unfortunately, that keeps you busy, but you're turning families around, one family at a time, which is awesome. What we've been waiting to hear is when someone's going to make a big investment, like if they're going to go buy a car or a home. Those are usually the two biggest investments that families make. What's the most common mistake that they do, man?
The number one mistake that we have people do is they go and apply for something, they don't get approved, they get a copy of their credit report, and they think the answer is to go through and start trying to pay everything off. Anybody on the report that might say that they owe money to, they're just going to start writing checks and think that that's going to fix their credit. When actually it hurts their credit quite a bit and makes their score drop down a lot.
Sure.
Your credit, everything is based on the date of last activity, which is how old something really is. So if you pay a collection or a charge-off that's 5 or 6 years old, it's not 5 or 6 years old anymore. It's today's problem, and it looks like you're still suffering. So people that go through and just paying things off, it always hurts their score.
Adam, let me ask you.
Wait, real quick. So you're saying like the date of activity is kind of like you had this annoying friend in high school, right? And then you find him on Facebook for whatever reason, then you friend him, and he still annoys you 20 years later. Is that kind of the same thing? Like they just pop back up on you?
Exactly. Now all of a sudden you have a new best friend that's going to start stalking you, and showing up outside your work.
And you're like, why did I even add him? There was no reason to add him on Facebook. I don't know. I was just lonely at the time. All right, sorry, Bobby, go ahead.
Okay, let me ask you. how does having a low credit score impact somebody?
So your credit score is way more important than just buying a home or not. It truly determines where you live, because it's if you can buy, but it's also if you can rent and who will rent a home to you.
For sure.
It determines if you buy a car and where you buy that car. You know, there's a big difference in price of car when you walk into a big reputable lot versus going to a lot that has those signs, buy here, pay here.
Right.
It's also the interest rate that you're going to pay on it and the payment. When you start looking at the numbers, it's astounding to see the difference in 2% and 10% or 2% and 20%.
Wow.
And what you actually pay for that over the life of the loan. It's what determines what you need, where you go when you need money. If you need money, do you go to a bank or a credit union, or do you go to the bank of mom and dad and you go get a payday loan or title loan? It determines if you can get security clearances and where you can work.
Right.
A lot of employers check credit now. And even how much you're paying for your auto insurance. So your credit score is the most important,
for sure,
and also the most confusing number in your life.
You hear that, JJ? You need to start paying your bills.
I will. I'll try. So let's get back to the government jobs. So here in San Antonio, we're the military town, USA, right? And there's a lot of financial jobs. USAA is one of them. There's some great companies, and they all check your credit score, right? I mean, you can't be a loan officer, you can't be a banker, you can't like you said, clearance in the government. They're gonna check that. So people think, and I think a lot of the misconception is like, I don't need to work on my credit because I'm not buying that new Mercedes, or I'm not going to buy that new house, and so I don't have to. They kind of just kick the can down the road, right? And then what they don't realize that it's so many other things that won't even let you get to even be making that home ownership or that car possible, because it just affected everything in their lives.
You're right. It's when your score determines where you can go for work or what jobs you're able to do, that's a lot bigger impact than what most people realize. Again, it's not just buying a house. It's that score haunts you,
right,
if it's below what they want it to be.
Absolutely.
So, Adam, these credit bureaus, they're known for selling personal information to the highest bidder. I think it's crazy that they do that.
I didn't know that, man, until I met you.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
They do. So with the credit bureaus, what you need to remember and realize actually is you're not their customer, you're their product.
Okay.
Their customers, everybody that's buying your information. So all of the banks that buy your credit scores, they're the credit bureau's customer.
Gotcha.
And every time you get something in the mail that says you're pre-approved,
right, you're
pre-selected, get this, you're only getting that because a company went in and purchased your name from a list to sell you something. So what you can and should do is you got to stop the credit bureaus from selling your data and protect your information.
So I'm gonna do this today. I'm gonna do it like literally after the show. So you can do that for any listener. You can do that for anyone that wants to do that, right? You can opt out kind of anything, or just starting to let the credit bureau sell your information. You can actually do that for people, correct?
Correct. So as a free service, anybody that calls or texts us, we'll go through and we'll help them opt out. It's the number one thing that you can do to protect yourself from identity theft, and it doesn't cost anything. We can do that for you for free.
The identity theft thing is so huge because people go through your mail. I mean, the only reason you have a stack of mail usually is because people are giving you all these offers, and then you have all your information out there. So yeah, identity theft is beyond anything. I mean, the annoyance of having a lot of mail is not great, but the identity theft is a big thing. So you blew my mind when we were talking the other day. So me and my wife, we try to have no debt. We try to have no debt whatsoever. We have credit cards, but we just swipe. We go to HEB, we swipe it. We go to we put gas, we swipe it, and we just pay it off every month because we kind of use it like almost like an American Express type, scenario. But we do it, and we thought we were doing good. And Carla and I have great credit, but you told me that I'm not getting I'm not getting the Class A credit that I'm supposed to be getting.
You're not. When you're looking at credit, think of it like a game.
Sure.
And if you want to have good credit, you have to play the game and you have to know the rules. And nobody wants to tell you the rules, and that's what we want to tell you, the rules. So having good credit that you use is key to having good credit. So you should use your credit cards each month. Get them pay them just about all the way off, but leave a small balance. Somewhere between 1 and 19% is the magic formula on what the balance you want to keep on those cards.
So let's break this down to like layman terms for me. So if I have a credit card limit of $1,000, where should I leave it at?
So you're going to want to leave that
It's like $10.
$10.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 10,000, 100.
Exactly.
I got you.
You
Okay.
know math?
I do. No, I have a calculator right here.
Yeah, I say he has his phone out with his calculator.
Okay.
I'm cheating.
So most people like myself do not check their credit score. Is it safe? Is it accurate to go online and check your credit score?
You should check your credit score because people think that their credit scores are going to be accurate when they're not. The FTC put out a study last year, and what they found is 40 million Americans have mistakes on their credit report that can impact their score, and 20 million Americans have significant mistakes to the point where they got denied a loan, job, or they're paying too much.
Wow. Adam, this is some amazing stuff. I want to let our listeners know that if you want to opt out of this information getting sold by the major credit bureaus, or if you feel that you may need a credit analysis, and you do a full credit breakdown, it's not like those free, those ones online. You actually do a full credit breakdown that if I tried it on my own, it cost me about $50. You're going to get that, and you're not going to put me on a call list. You're not going to harass me. You're going to do that for all of our listeners. So if you want that, all you got to do is text credit to 210-286-2863. Again, that's credit 210-286-2863. You also have a partner profile on BobbyandJJRadio.com. Your website is thecreditrepairmen.com. Next week, we're going to be talking with Josh Boggs, short sale specialist, top bankruptcy attorney from the powerhouse Jeff Davis Law Firm. We'll be weeding through the myths and truths of short sales and bankruptcies. Some heavy stuff coming up next week. You don't want to miss it.